So this Artemis 2 moon mission has been an absolute joke from the beginning, complete circus. And there's so much deception, it's just overwhelming. But there's something that I caught today that I'm not sure, I haven't seen it anywhere else, but I just find it absolutely hilarious because it's been a circus the entire time, right till the very end, until the landing. Have you seen the landing? Just hold on, I'll show you. Now let me show you what a circus tent looks like. Hold on. So that's a circus tent, and that's a circus tent, and that's a circus tent. The whole thing has literally been an absolute shit show of a circus, right to the bitter end.
The show is over, NASA. Y'all can't hide it for much longer. For some of you that truly think that these NASA astronauts are actually going to the moon, y'all need to really rethink yourself and rethink how your brain works, because this, in reality, is what is actually happening, okay? On the right is what they are showing you. You know, they're in their space thing, they're in their shuttle, they're having fun, doing this, doing that. But in reality, it's what's happening on the left that's true. They're hanging on these straps like you do movies. It's a whole movie production, okay? They got a green screen behind them, they got a wind blower, they got all sorts of stuff to make it look like it's real. I mean, it's a very great movie that they're making, but guys, it is not real. I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all. I don't know how many times other people have to tell y'all. Stop believing everything the government and NASA tells you, because this is more fake than anything has been fake before. So again, the show is over. The truth will come out. Eventually someone will break their NDA and they're going to come out and say how fake this actually is. But they are not going to the moon. They are in a Hollywood studio in front of a green screen.
This is for the people who are actually people, not bots. But if you believe in the moon landings that happened 60 years ago and the Artemis mission, and you believe in all this technology, you should start asking yourself, we have time lapses of plants growing for months. Time lapses, right? Why don't they have a time lapse of Earth doing a full rotation from the moon with a camera, with a rover? They got rovers on Mars, don't they? And how many millions of miles away is Mars? And they got cameras on that? Should be nothing to go plant one on the moon and give us a 24-hour rotation of Earth. Am I right?
So they can show us the inside of the capsule for 10 days straight, except for when they're returning to Earth. Free falling at about 25,000 miles an hour, by the way. They don't ever show the inside of the ship on any of the return journeys for any mission. That's because whatever they show us wouldn't look believable. And they're free falling at that speed for several minutes before reaching the water. But you realize at 25,000 miles an hour, you could travel from Massachusetts to California in about 6 minutes. And they were nothing even close to 3,000 miles away when they started filming them free falling. So no, could travel from the east coast of the US to China in 17 minutes at that speed. You think your body could handle that type of speed? Where's the steam coming off the ship when they hit the water? Why would there be no steam at all when they're traveling 10 times faster than a bullet? Why would this rubber not start melting immediately? And there's guys that just go up and start touching it like it wouldn't be one of the hottest things in the world.
We also talked about this being like riding a fireball.
You're just gonna go up and touch this 5-10 minutes later after it lands? Why are these videos so bad always? Like the worst quality ever. Well, it's just a low quality video. That doesn't mean it's fake. Your brain is low quality.
Who believes in the moon landing? Make some noise. Who believes we didn't go? Make some noise. All right, we're growing in numbers. Follow me on Telegram, guys. The level of technology we had, I don't think it's possible. Forget that they erased the original tapes. Look it up for yourself. The original moon landing tapes, they're gone. They deleted them. Number two, the moon rocks that they handed out to the Dutch government were fake. The Dutch government tested them, turned out they were fake. Yeah, look it up. But forget all of them facts. You wanted to roll up a car window in 1969. You had to do like this. It was manual shit. Half the time, that stuff gonna come off in your hand. 1969, you wanted to make a phone call. You pick up the phone like that, and you're like, you telling me? 1969, you want to take a picture. You put your head under a tablecloth. Throw a piece of dynamite in a box. That's 1969. Are you telling me 1969 we got into a rocket? Rocket like it come from Lidl or some bullshit. We got in a rocket, took off, fly through space, the Van Allen belt, through the ozone layer, and landed on the moon. No infrastructure, no helipad, no runway, nothing. Landed smoothly. Got out. Somebody was up there waiting because they record them landing. I don't know how the he got up there. Opened the rocket. Hopped around. The president back in America took up the phone. And called the moon.
I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room.
No delay, no hitches, nothing.
Most historic telephone call.
2026, I can't get signal in Tunbridge Wells. What the are you telling me? 1969? Mate, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hopped around, one great step for man. Got back in the rocket. Rocket took off. Cameraman, he's still up there. How the that footage get back to Earth? There was no Dropbox, no airdrop, nothing. What are you talking about? 1969.
Now these newest pictures NASA has put out look off to me. Why are they extremely dark? Why is there never a picture with the moon outside the capsule window? How come none of these pictures forever come to the close-ups? These pictures just feel generic. These pictures feel staged. There's something. I get the feeling we're not getting the whole truth. That's all.
Alright, this is for the people who don't believe in NASA. So if you do, this video is not for you. Go ahead and scroll. So for the people that are still here, if you want the truth, you will find it. So really, I just have a question about this whole supposed Artemis situation. For people who are being paid with tax dollars, our tax dollars, they're being paid with our tax dollars, and they're deceiving the world as a whole. It's a big deception. NASA gets $66.6 million a day, and they're paying these astronauts out of our tax dollars, and they are deceiving us. Isn't that fraud? That's fraud, right? I mean, it's probably crimes against humanity on such a big scale as this. I mean, you know, NASA in the ancient Greek comes from the root word nasha, which means to deceive.
So if they're so smart, and only the strongest, smartest human beings on Earth can go to space, then how can't they put their shoes on the right way? And how is the sun's light hitting the moon from two completely different angles in this photo? You know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers might have been right in that song, Californication.
I think space is fake.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, we're in a firmament. They haven't been to space. All the moon landings were bollocks. Every single NASA image is CGI. You find me a picture of a satellite in space that isn't CGI.
There is a radiation belt, which I'm still confused.
They call it the Van Allen belt. That's meant to be out in space, so it still has to be fake. That's just another story. There's a firmament above us. There's videos of it, like the GoPro going up on one of them balloons and hitting it. You can hear water above it.
NASA expects you to believe that this capsule just screamed through the atmosphere at 2,800 degrees Celsius for minutes on end. And a couple minutes later, these clowns are out here casually touching it, popping the hatch like it's a damn lunchbox. Oh yeah, totally normal. No gloves, no burns, no steam, nothing. Just a bunch of dudes in little boats yanking the door open while the astronauts inside wave like they just got back from Disney World. The thing that allegedly survived a literal inferno is cooler than my morning coffee. Thermodynamics? NASA left that boring earth science back at the gift shop. And speaking of acting, their star astronaut engineer Christina Koch also pops up on IMDb, credited in Mad Max Fury Road with the Vuvolini, the many mothers. Same name, same face. So is she an elite space explorer, or just another Hollywood actress playing astronaut? NASA is straight up laughing at you. One second it's a fireball from hell, next second it's a cozy splashdown photo op with smiling actors waving, and the phones in the crowd are basically yelling, "CGI, bro!" right at the camera. They never show you real fireball footage. No clear amateur videos. Just cartoons, quick hello-goodbye clips, and studio shots that look like they were filmed in a Hollywood basement. But sure, keep believing the fairy tale. The rest of us will be over here dying laughing while they recover another miracle that somehow forgot physics exists. What a joke.
If you can genuinely believe that these people are alive or that's a real live stream, you're a moron. That capsule is at 5,000 degrees, 2,700 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than lava, okay? And this capsule is splashing down, going 6 Gs, okay? No steam, just splash, splash. Whoa! Give me a break.
No, I can pour it out of the container. I can pour it out of the container.
What's the definition of gas pressure, Globy? What do you think it is? It's the amount of force exerted by the molecules on walls of a container. How do you have gas pressure without a container?
Now Google what atmospheric pressure is.
Yeah, how do you have gas pressure without a container? How do you have atmospheric pressure?
Not yet. Repeat the same
How
question.
do you have atmospheric pressure without a container?
What's the definition of atmospheric pressure?
Well, tell me. Go ahead. Is the atmos gas, Globy?
It's the weight of the air on top of you.
Okay, and how do you have air on top of you without a container?
Gravity.
Okay, can you bring me 5 liters of helium with gravity without a container, please?
I can bring you 5 liters of
sulfur-hexafluoride? 5 pounds
anything.
of it? Can you bring me 5
heavier
pounds of
than-
sulfur-hexafluoride with gravity without a container?
Yeah.
Really?
Anything that's heavier.
Go ahead, show me. How would you bring me sulfur-hexafluoride, 5 pounds of it without a container? How would you do that?
You can pour it on the floor.
Pour it on the floor with what? A container?
What do you mean with what?
How would you pour it on the floor without a container? How would you do that? Is that using gravity? Is it?
The container I brought it in?
Oh, is the
What are you
container
talking about?
container enclosed?
I love how you're trying to get on your script. This
Funny.
is so fun.
This is not a script. This is logic. You just
Okay,
said
so if I
gravity
put
holds gas.
sulfur-hexafluoride-
You just said gravity holds gas, and you said you could bring me sulfur-hexafluoride with gravity.
Yeah, well,
and now
you think it stays
why are
in
you
the
talking
container?
about a container then? You bring it to me with gravity. Bring me
Why do you
5
think it
pounds of-
stays on the Why do you think it stays on the floor where you put it?
Well, it's in a container.
What container
It
is it?
stays on the floor. Wait. Can you show me sulfur-hexafluoride staying on the floor without a container?
Well,
Are you saying it
it's
won't
in-
disperse?
No, it won't. It'll sit on the floor.
It won't disperse. Okay, show me that.
It's
Show me
heavier. It's heavier than the air. It will sit on the ground.
Show me sulfur-hexafluoride without a container, not dispersing. Go ahead.
Oh my god, bro!
Go ahead. I'll do it.
I can show you. I don't have it with me. Sorry.
Let me
I can
bring it up for you.
in a-
I'll bring it up for you. Yeah.
I can show you it in a tank with an open lid.
Wait. Is a tank a container?
No, it's not enclosed.
Wait. So you need to have. So how did they bring it to the tank? How did they bring that sulfur-hexafluoride to the tank? Did they use gravity?
They poured it into the tank.
Or poured it from
Are you
what?
like-
What did they pour it from?
You're like 12 years old.
No. What
Okay.
did they pour it from?
If
What did they pour
pressure
it
is
from,
what?
buddy? Did they use gravity or did they
pressure-
use another container?
Are you gonna shush for a second?
Yeah. What did they pour it from?
Whatever they brought it in.
What would that be? A container?
Yes, a container.
Oh,
so
I thought
what?
you said sulfur-hexafluoride doesn't need a container. What happened?
To transport it somewhere, you do.
Oh, so when I asked you to transport me sulfur-hexafluoride with gravity, now you're saying you have to transport it with a container. Yeah, you just proved the firmament. Thanks.
This is like.
Globy, can you bring me sulfur-hexafluoride without a container, Globy? That was the claim you said. So can you bring it to me without that?
No. That was not the claim.
Can you bring me 5
Anything
pounds of
heavier than-
sulfur hexafluoride with gravity without a container?
Yeah, the claim was I could put it on the floor and it would stay on the floor.
Put it on the floor with what? Another container?
Bro, you're fucking so
How would you
stupid.
bring it to me on the floor without a container?
This is so fucking painful.
How would you bring it to me without a container?
I didn't say you couldn't. You didn't need a container to bring it to the floor.
Can you bring me
Anything
5
heavier
pounds of
than-
sulfur hexafluoride with gravity without a container?
Yeah. What are you arguing
How would you
about?
bring it then? With gravity? That's what your claim was.
No, I can pour it out of the container. I can pour it out of the container. I can pour it out of the container.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
I certainly don't proclaim to know everything or to be an expert, but as somebody who questions what we're being told and what they say is the truth, and when you compare things, it raises a million questions. So one of them that I want to show you, and anybody can go to NASA's website and get all these pictures. You can see it for yourself. I'm going to show you a couple of them right here. One is in the light, one is in the dark. So based on where they say they've gone, there should have been a major difference in distance between one and the other. Yet both pictures look absolutely identical, except one's in the light, one's in the dark. So here's the first picture. It says it was taken April 2nd. NASA astronaut and Artemis II commander Reed Wiseman took this picture of Earth from the Orion spacecraft's window on April 2nd after completing the translunar injection burn. Then here's the next one. A view of a backlit Earth taken by NASA astronaut Artemis II commander Reed Wiseman from one of the Orion spacecraft's window after completing the translunar injection burn on April 2nd. Now, zoom in on those. When you zoom in on those, what do you see? Nothing has changed with the clouds at all. Nothing. So obviously, there's something wrong with this. Here's the first picture. Look at it. Now, all you got to do is look at all the clouds. Okay? And one's in the day, one's in the night. So based on how the Earth spins, you tell me. There's the next one. Supposedly at the night. And look at the cloud formations. Anybody that can look at that can see nothing has changed with the clouds. There's no possible way that these pictures are for real.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? This Artemis mission trickery. They're casting a spell from a hollow throne. All the masses just follow the tone.
Yeah, NASA's a cartel, Artemis is a hype. Selling CGI dreams at $1 trillion price. No boots on the soil, just swagers in the room. Another Hollywood reboot, a high budget tune.
They're guarding the dome while they pickpocket the core. NASA's just a beater and we're kicking down the door.
Nixon had a landline straight to the moon, but Artemis buffering, man, it's all a cartoon. The cool mocking openly, farcical and free. Sex, magic, and parson, seeking out the glee. Luciferian doctrine spells casting a hex. Mach 39 entry, check the numbers next. 6 million on the pad, witch doctor math. I see through the blimps in the inflatable path.
Check the wires, wake up.
Check the flicker.
Wake up.
The screen is a cage and the tension is thicker. The tethered to the rafters, puppets on a string. Zero G theater of a Hollywood wing.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.